Hello, everybody.
Not long ago, in a town much like yours.
Hello, Queen
Hey.
Latifah. I didn't know you were going to be hosting today's playthrough.
Hello, Queen
Hey,
Latifah.
dear.
I didn't know you still had a career.
That's mean.
She's great.
That
Don't
is
get
so
me wrong.
mean.
She's great. Don't get me wrong. Name something she's been in the past 10 years.
I will
This
Google that.
right here.
This? Yeah.
Aside
I
from
mean,
this.
Steve does have a point.
Aside from
Okay,
this.
well,
I said
Okay,
the Ice Age
she-
sequels.
yeah, she was in Ice Age. She was
10
in Girls
years.
Trip,
10 years.
22 Jump Street.
Was she in that?
Yeah, she was in 22. She was in 22 Jump Street. Anyway,
Huh.
we're getting off topic. So, by Annapurna again. I'm seeing them pop up a lot. They've been doing some really nice publications. And
Annapurna
by
are the
Simogo.
Pathless people, right?
Yeah. Welcome to Sayonara Wild Hearts. This is the latest. It was actually a mobile game developed by Simogo, the
By the
people
way,
who worked on such.
I will say, I hope you had a warning at the beginning because I apologize. Welcome to Epilepsy Warning the game.
They made a very stylized, very flashy game. I think it works well, but it's definitely something to.
Why am I here again?
Because it's had some really good music, and Hyde was gonna say something.
It's more like Epilepsy Warning the soundtrack.
Ha.
Yeah.
So okay, we're gonna chill out here for a second to give myself a little bit of time to speak and figure out where we're going.
I mean, he's
So
gonna
this is
need it considering he's gonna be played throughout the rest of this music video.
So this is a game by Simogo, the people who worked on such apps as Yearwalk, Device 6,
Device 6!
which was a really good one. That's why Matt was yelling like that.
Sorry, it's
Really
one of my
good story,
favorites.
really good puzzle game. And yeah, this was all a mobile game, but then it got a lot of ports because, shocker, it's actually one of the best mobile games I've seen, given that it was meant to be a mobile game at one point.
And for those of you
And
at
it's
home
not-
that want to give this game,
It's
Go
not
ahead.
a gotcha thing or anything like that. It's not a gotcha game. It is just a nice, fun mobile game, and the people who develop that whenever they make mobile games, they just make one nice, concise, quick mobile game that you can access anytime. It's why I love Device 6. It is short, but it is a lot of fun.
I mean, honestly, like, I played this game myself from beginning to end, and it honestly doesn't even feel that much like a mobile game. This really does feel like the modern-day arcade game, which Logan
really
will showcase in just a moment.
Yep, I'm going to hit start game now, and we'll talk more about it as we go through the game. And yeah, as you're hearing here, the game has a wonderful soundtrack.
Oh yeah, by the way, Logan, you're welcome.
Thank you.
I was the one that pointed him in the direction of this fantastic game, which is very much inspired by the likes of 80s music videos.
Hold on,
80s
sorry.
anime.
Hold on, sorry, I apologize. I gotta go find a typewriter listening to this music. I'll be back.
Ha, he's talking about Evil Within. Evil Within, the song as we're seeing here, Claire de Lune, is also used to point you to the direction of a safe house asylum thing. Anyway, so the reason why we're bringing you here, Sealy, as well, is because A, the music is really nice. B, I think the presentation of this game is super astounding in and of its own right. So we're going to be going through the whole game today because it's not a very long game, starting with the story Claire de Lune, as we learn about the story of a woman going through heartbreak. But there was also a universe of the Arcana. So tarot card time.
If only Amy Rose was here, she'd have a field day.
Honestly,
Welcome to Simogo was looking over Atlas's shoulders, taking notes.
Oh,
forget, it's the-
you know who that reminds me of, Logan?
Who?
That one chick from Clannad, Ro.
Yeah, with all her card reading.
Actually,
So
sorry,
Go
just
ahead.
listening to this Claire de Lune. Oh, it's beautiful.
it's a great cover. I'll talk about the music some more, but continue, Hype.
I was about to say, James makes that reference. Does Sega even acknowledge the whole thing with Amy and tarot cards anymore? Because I don't remember the last time they ever brought it up.
It's really something they only do in very small spurts.
That's fair.
It's honestly
So
it's honestly has about as much significance as Tails' favorite food being mint candies.
True. So the story
Or Sonic's
is that
being,
the world of the
or
the world of the Arcana sent their chosen hero, known as the Fool, who took on the form of this butterfly because it needed a heart of its own to help wield against the forces of the Dark Arcana. And thus whisked away our hero to the bittersweet Starway. And right away, this game is, I don't know if I want to say it prides itself, but it's very much a game that is very simplistic, does very little tutorials. It pretty much teaches you as you go, and it's still a very simplistic game. You only are really using two controls, moving left and right, up and down, and a single button press.
And as you can see, the game is rhythm-based.
To an extent, I would say it's more like everything is rhythmically synced. How to put it? How to describe it?
I'm not saying it is a
seen...
rhythm game. I'm saying like things are timed to the music. So.
Right.
Yeah. Has anyone here ever seen a Daft Punk movie called Interstellar 5555?
Yes.
It very much reminds me of that kind of experience where it's almost like you're watching a story that is synchronized to a pop album.
Gotcha.
And I may have to show that to you some point, Siri. It's they had Toei Animation working on it with Daft Punk's. Haha.
Yeah, and now we're a Phantom Thief.
Nice.
By the way, Steve, you sing One More Time. Did I ever tell you the hilarious story about One More Time and how Will.i.am is a fucking stealer?
Yep. Dude, Will.i.am stole everything. Will.i.am stole... so, actually, we can talk about this as we go into Heartbreak 1, as we are on our way to the first Arcana world. So, my dad and I, like, years and years ago, we went to a really cool, sweet rave. I'll try my best to also catch everybody up on what the story is going on. So, we're on our way to the first Arcana world to help restore the harmony of their hearts. Our first journey is to the World of the Devil Arcana card. The Devil, if I'm correct, Mad may have to help me out here. The Arcana for the Devil is typically meant to represent just a general problem that someone's having.
From my understanding of tarots, yes, that is generally how it is seen. Just to let you know, tarot cards are neither bad nor good. Yes, one of them is called the Devil, but the Devil is not inherently bad, nor is death. There are positives and negatives to every tarot card.
And we'll definitely be touching on that like towards the end of this game. But yeah, that is absolutely a thing. Is that there's like as Matt put it, there's a positive and negative way to read either card. Like
I'm mesmerized right now.
It's so
it's
beautiful.
Very much.
Again, we're literally playing through a music video.
Oh hey,
I'll
wait a minute. We're riding our card right now. Steve, would you say that we are I feel like we're Batman villains now.
Right.
Royal Flush Gang.
Yeah, the Royal Flush. I know about them.
Yay!
It took
I'm a
me
Batman
second
Beyond
because-
fan, remember?
Yay!
Yeah, I was about to say,
The one thing I find interesting is that the Royal Flush Gang are Batman Beyond.
Doki Doki Rush.
The Royal Flush Gang is one of the few villains in Batman Beyond that originates from the comics, and they are very good in that.
I've
Speaking
always
of
wanted to
Gotham-
cosplay as 10.
Oh, look at this. Yeah, welcome to Hate Hill Valley, James.
Yep. Essentially, it's basically, yeah, its own Gotham City, I guess.
And with the Wheel of Fortune Arcana, we shall progress on our journey. Like,
Nice.
there's a bunch of analysis videos that will touch upon how all of the there's a bunch of analysis videos that actually touch on how this game did a lot of decent research with making every Arcana represent, like, it actually does all make sense for the classic Arcana story of the Fool's journey.
I will definitely say though, as someone who really only played this game at face value, because I have almost no knowledge of this kind of those kinds of details, it is still a rather addicting game just to play in one sitting.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh, it's real. Oh, I honestly almost hang on, line it up. I almost was half tempted to play a bonus version of this game you can unlock for beating the entire game called Full Album Playthrough that lets you play through the game in one sitting, but we decided, like, because there are all these different renditions and art pieces, that we were just going to do a clean save. Almost out of here, but yeah.
And I
every
mean,
level is
I
pretty
mean, in
short and
some
sweet.
regard, it's going through a playthrough of it natively doesn't really take that much longer than doing like that arcade rush mode.
It was our first group of assholes.
The Dancing Devils. And
who in fact do not dance under the pale moonlight.
No.
But
Reinhardt's.
But-
So in terms of, so I guess real quick, to take a little second just to breathe, because whenever I get into those stages, it's like a clean, like it's almost like an auto runner, but it's not an endless runner. It does have an end, so that's why I've been trying to focus. But
Oh, I gotta
the
give my
music
eyes
for
a
this,
break.
yeah, don't worry, give him a rest. The music for this game was done by Daniel Olsen and Jonathan Eng, people who worked on Device 6's music and Yearwalk's music. And the singer who we heard on the title screen and we'll hear after this stage, every boss theme does have lyrics, is sung by I think she's Sweden or she's Switzerland, but her name
you
is
mean
Linnea
she's
Olsson.
Swedish? Because I don't think she could be the entire country of Sweden.
She's Sweden.
Well,
She
her
is
singing is
Sweden
indeed.
herself.
She is sweet. She is Swedish. She is a Swedish singer and songwriter, and she usually plays the cello as well. But yeah, her name is Linnea Olsson. Hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. And yeah, she's the main singer for all this stuff.
Whatever the case may be, her singing is indeed sweet.
Yay!
But-
So let's go into Fighting Hearts.
By the way, really quick, can I mention one last thing about the Royal Flush Gang?
Go for it. Well, and all I will say is that this level introduces button presses that have to be done to the rhythm music to dodge and do various attacks. Anyway, off to you.
Fun fact about the Royal Flush Gang is that so do you remember King, the leader of the Royal Flush?
Uh-huh.
You know
that
how
would be a question for Celia and Hyde.
yeah, mainly for Celia and Hyde. Mainly for Celia, actually. You remember King, the leader of the Royal Flush?
Uh-huh.
Fun fact about him.
Bingo.
You know how his character, he's not the original king. He took up the mantle of king, and people judge him on that all the time.
Huh.
Yeah. Fun fact, he's voiced by George Lazenby, aka the guy who took up the mantle of James Bond from Sean Connery.
Huh.
Huh.
So it's
Well,
an
yeah.
it's an
And that-
entire big reference to that.
Oh, and as you're seeing, there are a lot of levels are actually pretty short, but that already takes us up to our first boss level. Begin again. So, in terms of what story's going on here, what I love about this game's story is that it's very open to interpretation. Nothing is like directly stated apart from an intro and outro speech. So, like. So in this song, the lyrics are talking about like someone's first initial like potential breakup or their first initial loss and feeling. It's like they're feeling two feelings. One is, you know, the actual sensation of loss, as well as the relief of almost like, okay, if this is over, at least it now just means that, you know, a new chapter for me has started, and maybe, you know, things will turn out okay. And as these levels progress, it almost feels like an extension of like.
Whoa! By the way, you can't pull off some very risky maneuvers like that, and you will gain additional points for it.
Yep. There are. I almost feel like the levels of this game feel like an extension of the stages of grief, or of heartbreak, of death. It could be a number of things.
Oh, napperdoodles.
And now we can fly.
Because Matt, I'm gonna sit you down on Daddy's lap, and I'm gonna tell you something really quick. This is not a game to try and question and reason of what's going on and why.
Look,
The Joker will make a fool out of physics.
You'd
Can't
be
sit on
the that would
Daddy's
stop
lap.
him.
look.
Booyah!
Hey, Daddy, fuck you.
Aww. I think man, I'm not taking
I'm
the
gonna
Chuck E. Cheese after
question the
this.
logic of this game, and you're not gonna stop me.
I
because
will-
I just
Man,
want to be that person.
If I could be,
Wow.
can I just say something real quick while this game's still in motion? Like,
Yeah, go for it.
just taking it all at face value, is it wrong that I kind of want to see like a Sonic game take this kind of setup?
Maybe
Oh,
not
no,
to like
dude,
the
like-
I
same.
could see that.
Go ahead.
Maybe with not the same visual vibrance, because I'm not gonna lie, I feel like we joke about epilepsies and whatnot. I feel
not
like this
joking.
might not be a game I would. my point is that like I'm not quite sure if I really want a game that goes about as fast as Sonic to really have something like this, because I'm already having a hard enough time like keeping an eye on certain things here. Like with Sonic as fast as he is, I feel like that would just make things worse.
However, I would say that if it like followed a similar like design style or a similar gameplay feel, like with Sonic's soundtrack resume, absolutely I would love something like that.
Right. Like, honestly, I could totally imagine, like, something with a similar aesthetic style to either, I don't know, Sonic CD or Chaotix take on a similar gameplay style to this, and it would just be done fine.
Yeah, I just toned down on the flashing is what I mean. Like,
I mean,
I
that's...
want to return of Hyper
I mean, yeah, no, I don't want it to be quite as flashy as this.
Oh my god, do you guys remember what happened during the first time I saw the Asgore fight in Undertale?
Yeah, when we saw the barrier open up.
No, not the barrier. No, I'm talking about during the fight. When all those flames went across the screen.
I know you did like have some sort of like you passed out or something.
Oh yeah.
You felt very faint.
I'm not sure if it was a seizure or what, but I couldn't take it.
Yeah, we will warn you. There are places that.
But I don't
Logan
have
will
epilepsy, so that's the weird thing.
But at the very same, it's still like sensitive, like with the flickering flames and onto the sides. But this is still
like
not the worst of it. I will let you know when it's gonna get like really bad. There are like 2 or 3 really like problematic spots, but I will say that if I feel bad because it makes it seem like it's being exclusionary, but like just listening to this for a moment.
I kind of wish.
If you're able to tolerate this, I really do think this is a game you should at least experience once. It is like a whole, like... It is such a unique thing I haven't felt in such a long time playing a game like this.
And there's multiple ways you can get this, and it's relatively cheap, too. Like, I think it, like, at most, it's only, like, what, 13, 15 bucks?
Nice.
And you can pretty much get this on anything, whether it be, you know, like iOS, PS4, PS5, I don't know about Xbox, but definitely on Switch. Like, the Switch is pretty much, you know, the best kind of fit for a game like this.
And I will say, as we go into the next Heartbreak to enter our next world, these are like, between every world, there are like interim stages. So as we go on to the next Arcana, which is of the moon, and in particular those wolves, it's, I am shocked that this game did not actually... What ended up winning Best Soundtrack at the Game Awards? Because I know
Final
this was
Fantasy
nominated.
VII Remake, which, by the way, I'm not going to lie, I love the music in this game. Truly, I do. But it's Final Fantasy VII fucking Remake. That music is absolutely amazing.
Yeah, that game I think does deserve the award.
Right.
I don't know, to some extent, because I don't know.
Have you heard
remake, so it's
the Genova
Let me
remix?
finish. Let me finish. But that's the point. That's why thank you. Exactly what I'm trying to say is that it is very good, but it has the luxury of being based upon songs that were already very good and
honestly,
already established songs in their own right.
I do want to ask, because it's no secret that like the Final Fantasy VII Remake takes a lot of liberties. Like in terms of music, like how much of it is remix and how much of it is original?
It's like half and half, isn't it?
So we'll take a second here. Take a little bit to like rest our eyes. Matt, in Final Fantasy VII Remake, are there like original compositions, or are they all just like remastered, boosted up versions of old Final Fantasy VII songs?
There are original compositions for the game, like the main theme, Hollow. However, a lot of songs are based off of the original 7 soundtrack. However, the original 7 soundtrack was very limited, and you could do so much more with the technology and the orchestra that you can do today. And they remixed the songs in such a way that they sound more original.
I will definitely say in defense, like Final Fantasy VII, again, the remake soundtrack did deserve it. I guess the bigger question is, did this even get nominated?
I believe it did.
This did. This was nominated.
Okay,
this
then-
did get nominated for.
and-
Best
Okay, then
Soundtrack.
honestly, that's all it really needs, because you know it got recognized.
And look,
And this does deserve recognition. Continue, Matt.
there is one other game that I love this soundtrack, don't get me wrong. However, Hades. My God,
Oh,
that,
yeah, that was
that
another good one.
soundtrack is absolutely incredible.
Well, to be fair, what did Hades not get nominated for?
That is
No
also
kidding.
But
Anyway,
how about this?
while we ponder on that,
hold
let's
on.
go ahead and tackle the Force Ghost.
No,
actually, I
Beth-
was gonna say. Go ahead, Matt. You finish your thing, and then the thing I was gonna tell James was that actually the timing of this actually may be perfect. Of keep the audio running, but we will see you all in the next part when we move on to the second Arcana world.
What?